All right, happy Saturday night, everybody. Welcome on into Roundball Rewind, recapping Texas Tech's loss in the Elite Eight to Florida tonight, 84-79. I wish I had better news, but hey, that's the way it goes sometimes. We're going to get your thoughts, find out what you're thinking tonight, recap the game, the season, a little bit of everything. Hang out as long as the conversation is good. Glad you're with us this evening as we emanate forth and come to you from the worldwide headquarters of Raiderland. That's right, theraiderland.com. Glad you're out there tonight, wherever you may be. You could be on YouTube. Hope you are. If you hadn't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. Don't cost nothing. Also on Facebook Live, and then, of course, everybody on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media. Wherever you're watching, all of your comments brought to you by United Supermarkets and Market Street, the official supermarket of Raiderland, the official supermarket that puts their name on stuff at Texas Tech, as opposed to the other supermarket chain in town that takes your money and sends it down to Austin. All right, so here we go. Hey, you know what to do. The audio is good, the video is good. Give us thumbs up, share it with your friends, put it on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Grow the channel. Let's do this thing in 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com, where you start your day. Maybe you caught our column yesterday. Maybe you caught it today. Our Saturday column with no name. Maybe you're ready to go tomorrow for 5 things we know on a Sunday. Not 3. That's too few. Not 6. That's right out. 5 things we know on a Sunday coming up. Now, this is Roundball Rewind, recapping Texas Tech, Florida in the Elite Eight. We'll get your thoughts or comments. I'll give you mine. We're brought to you by Ultra Exteriors here in Lubbock, in West Texas. Ultra Exteriors. You're doing some, home remodeling. You just want to do something nice. New windows, maybe a pergola, maybe do an outdoor kitchen. Maybe, I don't know what it is. Maybe your bathroom needs a remodel. What you need is Ultra Exteriors. Call my friend Warren Taylor. He'll get you taken care of. His director of quality control is my man, HUD. So if you can't get Warren, ask for HUD, and HUD will take care of you there at Ultra Exteriors. Also by Sideline Provisions. Look good as the team plays. Look as good or better than the team plays. Sometimes with our friends at Sideline Provisions. Great Red Raiders. The really cool caps and shirts that you want. They're available in Lubbock at Quarter 4. That's the old Cardinals. You can get it on quarter4.net. I think that's the website. Go to Red Raider Apparel or whatever, drop down. Sideline Provisions. That's almost like I was channeling right there Randy Watson. Sexual Chocolate. Coming to America. It's a movie. You ought to check it out. All right, let's get it going. I'll give you my thoughts. There were great moments in this game. Texas Tech, by the way, led in the first half every minute but the last minute and 19. Wow. And then they came back and led again. And we know what happened late. And we can talk about, was it a collapse or a great run? If you're a Florida fan, it's a great run. It's an 18-4 run over the final 3 minutes. If you're a Tech fan, it's a huge collapse and you missed front end of free throws and they hit 3-pointers. You can't have a great run without a great collapse, I guess. Depends on which side of this thing you're looking at. You had players step up and make big plays, and then you had moments where they didn't hit free throws. And for a team that has really hit free throws well this year, a high percentage, and we'll get to the timeout taken by Florida with 2:46 to go, which I think is the salient moment in this game. We'll get to that in just a little bit. But for this Tech team to not win because, not solely because, but because of some missed free throws surprised me. All right, let's get your comments coming in, going. Get in on the United Supermarkets Market Street chat line, whether you're on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media. If you are on YouTube, we're glad to have you out there. If you have not subscribed to YouTube, please do so. We're trying to get over 500 this month. Would be really cool. Freaking free throws. Make the front end of the 2 1-and-1s down the stretch, or we're going to San Antonio. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. Because They still outscored you 18-4. And that's where I get into it's easy to look at the free throws there and the misses and go, yeah, yeah, D Will and Top, and they missed free throws, man. It was an 18-4 run. James letting us know they're on Facebook. By the way, if you hadn't subscribed to the Facebook page, please do so. I know a lot of people like it. You know, we do cool stuff on there, different things. Check it out, Ryan Heights Raiderland on Facebook. Sounds good. Sounds good to me. Free throws were the difference in the game. Yep. And what do we talk about all the time on the show, on the broadcast, on different things? Get to the free throw line. What was the Bob Knight mantra? Make more free throws than the other team shoots. When you shoot a bunch of three-pointers, and Texas Tech shot 27, but they shot 24, some of them a little bit late by necessity, but they got to the line 27 times and made 25. They outperformed. They went nuts. They did it, and you only shot 13 because you weren't really driving and getting to the line, and you made 7 of 13. Really easy to look at the free throw margin and say, there it is. And you wouldn't be wrong necessarily. But different things go into getting that free throw margin where it was. Did I think Tech got hammered by the refs tonight? No, not at all. No. No. Most of the time when Texas Tech doesn't get to the line, it's because you're not going to the hoop. And this one is a weird statistical anomaly that you win a couple of big stats. Points off turnovers, 22-5. You had 7 turnovers. If I'd told you had 7 turnovers tonight, would you think you're going to win? Yeah, that's a good sign. Rebounds, though, 42-35. Again, they hammer you late on that. Second chance points, though, 23-8. That's got to be good, right? Points in the paint. And I talk about points in the paint and getting to the rim, 38-30. That's got to be good. You won that. Yeah. And then we go back, 27-25. Why were they getting to the line and you weren't? Well, they did what you got to do to get to the line for the most part. Alan chimes in, one of our great YouTube people, and we are looking forward to everybody getting in tonight. We will get to all your comments. We will have a great conversation. And I want to know what you're feeling right now. I want to know what your thoughts are on the season. Skipping to the end of the show, thoughts on the season. Hell of a season. You go to the Elite Eight. I don't want to see Texas Tech fans, and we wrote on our Saturday column with no name, these are the good old days. Enjoy every minute of it, because Elite Eights don't just happen. They don't just happen. They're hard to get to. And fans get spoiled real quick. Hi there, Tech baseball fans. Hi there, Lady Raider basketball fans, although they were spoiled for a decade and a half. But still, I've seen it at Texas Tech, and so many sports don't get spoiled. Only 13 free throw attempts for Tech, and that's a 5-point turnaround on the goaltending and the flop on the 3. All right, the goaltending, make the call in real time. I thought that in watching it in real time, he goes up, he comes down, he hangs a little bit, boom, it goes up, it comes down through, probably goes down through anyways. My problem with the goaltending and the ruling on that is, tell me what the score is right there. All right? Is it a 5-point swing? Sure. But it's not the 5-point swing that kills you. Brad getting in on YouTube. Hawkins' 4th foul took the aggressiveness off of Clayton. Clayton Jr. at 30 points, man. When did Hawkins get that 4th foul? Can't remember now. John, now I know how Arkansas fans felt like. Great comment. John coming in on Facebook, where you guys can go and subscribe, and I hope you do. Yeah, now you know how they were feeling Thursday night and walking around the next day and that night just going, what the hell just happened? Played tough, just couldn't make free throws. Again, I'm going to say, if you make those free throws, you're still in the midst of an onslaught of an 18-4 run. I don't know that you make those free throws sitting there with D. Will at 75-69 in the time. I don't know that it just automatically happens. They come back and they hit two threes after that. All right, I will get this out right now because I got a feeling we're going to have a long conversation. I hope we do. I hope we have a great conversation. I love talking basketball. I love talking Texas Tech. And I hope you guys realize that this was a hell of a year and a great season for Texas Tech. You have the right to be disappointed. You have the right to be whatever you want to be right now. I wouldn't be mad to be disappointed. You didn't lose unless you bet on Tech. And if you did, well, what was the final? 84 to inside the number tonight? Yeah, they covered. Go fight cover. That was the battle cry when I was at Texas Tech. Go fight cover. You know, Florida calls timeout with 2:46 to go, their last timeout. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? What are you doing? And I look at my wife and I go, this is pretty bold here because what you're doing is you're telegraphing you're going to get into a press. And you get into a press and you give Tech time to set up a press offense. And Texas Tech comes out and executes pretty good on the press offense. And Florida gets called for a foul that they really didn't want to commit right then. They really weren't trying to do it. But by God, if it didn't work, if from that moment on, that timeout, that roll of the dice with 2:49 to go, in Texas Tech, I don't know if the doubt crept in or whatever. It's hard to close out games. But that timeout, which I thought was the wrong move at 75-69, and all of a sudden it's 75-72, and all of a sudden it's 75 all. And now Tech calls a timeout with $1:23 to go. 9-0 Florida run at that point. Remember, it's a 9-0 run. It's not the free throws necessarily. Free throws would have helped. They're in the midst of a 9-0 run. Clayton hits the three-pointer there, and we know what happens there. But that, to me, the moment was the timeout that Florida was willing to take that I thought was, quite frankly, a really bad timeout. If you guys want to share this, put it out there on Twitter. It's really easy to do. Share, invite people in. YouTube, same thing. Everybody with us on our YouTube channel, please hit thumbs up. Makes my wife feel good about me not being a lawyer. And then share that. And on Facebook Live, you can do the same thing. Now I know how the Arkansas fans feel. Like I just had to go back up on that one just a little bit. Played tough, couldn't make free throws. James on our Facebook channel. Federico blocked the end of the first half. I thought was key. That was huge. He had his moments. Boy, he played really good, I thought, the last two games. I saw that. I was looking on the stats, and they were like 9 of 24, or 25 of 27, and Tech was 7 of 13. Help me understand reversal of basket interference call. Long story short, if the officials decide that what you did holding on the basket didn't impede or help the ball go in, that you don't touch the ball, you didn't move the ball, and the cylinder was back where it was when it was done, and it comes back down through, and it does go back up, and it does come down through, that there you go. I mean, I thought in real time it looked like, hey, you let that one go. Again, the problem is, don't come back to me like 5 minutes later and say what the call is. Do it in real time. I want it in real time. So close, says Lynn. So close. This one hurts. Yeah. Very close. A lot of Tech fans were looking for Airbnbs and everything down in San Antonio. Brandon, it's not a true 18-4 run if we make the. Okay, yes, we know. but they still hit the shots. Overall, a great season, Mark. CJ, Toppin didn't make his shots when needed. Very proud of our Red Raiders. Yeah, but he's one of the reasons why you're there, and he also still had a night of 20 points and 11 rebounds, scrounging around. I thought in the first half they really did a good job on him, making him uncomfortable. They were going to make his life hard, and people were going to have to step up and do it. And people were stepping up and finishing around him. But I thought at the end of the day, he gave you if not an All-American performance, he gave you every opportunity to win, I would say. Yeah, let's go back up here. There we go. John on Facebook. Good season. We were picked to finish 7th in the conference. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. Good season? Hold on. No, it's a great season. It's okay to say it's a great season. You finished in the Elite fucking 8. It's a great season. My Lord. It was a good season. It was a great season. Say it. I want everybody on here to, if you've never commented before, just go ahead and say, it was a great season. You finished in the Elite 8. What are we doing? Well, it could have gone to the Final Four. Yep. For your second time ever. Could have done it. 1546 goaltending. Yep. Someone has to win, someone has to lose. It was a fun game to watch, and I wasn't invested in either team. 7.5 was the spread. I thought it was a 6.5. 7.5. If you got Tech minus 7.5, rock and roll. I hope you cashed those checks, because cashing tickets is what it's all about. Mike getting in on Facebook. Tech probably got to the line the right number. My issue was officials getting duped by Florida, flopping on their shots and leading to way too many opportunities. But yes, close out on defense. Red Raider proud tonight. Yeah, we see flops all the time right now. Tech flops pretty good too. Disappointed for the team. They gave it their all. Anytime your last game is in late March, you're stepping in pretty high cotton. Nobody around here knows what high cotton is anymore. We'd like to see some. It would be a nice change of pace after the last couple of years. Talking about the cotton, not about basketball. If you have not shared this yet, invited people in, please do so. Another key is a foul when a backcourt turnover was going to happen by Florida. Yeah. You guys should know, after listening to me do 25 years or so of Lady Raider basketball, Tech baseball for about 15 different seasons or whatever, if you're coming to me and wanting to talk about officiating, you're probably barking up the wrong tree, all right? I'm just going to say it right now. You're probably barking up the wrong tree. There are moments when the officiating is good, bad, or indifferent. There are nights when the officiating is too tight for your liking, maybe for your team or whatever, but it's an 18-4 run. Okay? Don't tell me about officiating. Don't tell me about officiating. Sorry. There are many other people that will entertain the officiating cost you this or that. Well, it could have been different. It would have been. No, don't tell me about officiating. If my dad were alive today as a coach, he would probably yell at me right now, but that's okay. Let's see who comes back and who we buy next year. In my opinion, Grant, a great coach, and if he has the talent to coach, we'll be talking about Tech basketball in the Final Four. Yeah. We'll see. I don't even speculate anymore. This is the wonderful thing about the portal and NIL and everything else. I don't even have to worry about it anymore. It's just like, okay, season's over. Grant McCaslin, they will take a charter flight back either tonight or in the morning. It's early enough out there that they probably have a charter coming back tonight. and he will be re-recruiting and recruiting the roster tonight, walking up and down, the aisle in the plane with whichever donors might or might be on the plane, and we'll go from there. But I don't have to worry about it. They'll have a team, they'll have a roster. We'll see what happens, because that's exactly what happened last spring and summer, and people were freaking out. No, we don't have this, we don't have that. Where are these guys? What's going on? It should actually free up fans now to just relax and say, all right, come November 1st, who's on the team? What are they doing? Basketball giveth and taketh. Yes, it do. Florida Raider on our YouTube channel. Ryan Ice Raiderland on YouTube. Please subscribe. Don't cost nothing. Don't miss anything. Get all the good stuff. Free throws are more than just points. It's momentum. Yeah. So are threes, and so are defensive stops, and so is everything else. They sink our battleship. I may burn a lime anyway. Do we even have lime scooters anymore? Yeah. And meanwhile, the Lubbock Police Department down on Broadway, dispersing all the horses and going, well, I guess we don't have to worry about anything tonight. Chris, the official reviews in college basketball have gotten out of control. Yes, I would agree. How would we explain this? Oh, yes. Yes, Chris, the official review, upon the official review, are out of control, and we come over here far too much, and we stick our heads in the camera, and we just want to be on TV a lot. And the official review is, you're correct. Jeez. Horrible. Hate it. Jeff, can't be disappointed in an Elite Eight, 2 NCAAs in his first 2 years. Grant is building something great here. Thank you for taking us all the way back to, you were in the Elite Eight. You lost in the Elite Eight. These are the good old days. That you've had a decade of basketball that no Texas Tech fan has ever experienced. You've had a season that only a few Tech basketball fans have ever experienced, in getting to an Elite Eight. Yes. Okay to be disappointed. I know. But for goodness sake, enjoy the hell out of this thing, right? John, it's a great season. Thank you. Michelle, a great season with a smiley face in there. No doubt a great season and a fun run. A fantastic season, historic. It was historic. You got a Big 12 Player of the Year. You got a freaking All-American. Andrea, great season. See, this is what we're talking about. Wanted everybody in there to chime in on this. I'm sorry it took a little long to get there. Great season. We are the Red Bloods instead of the Blue Bloods of basketball. Easy for me to say. The Red Bloods. All right, I like that. It was a great season. Joseph, sometimes you tame the gator, sometimes the gator eats your lunch. You got rolled late, man. You're freaking good. Red Raider Club Charter ETA 1105. No charter showing up yet for the Red Raiders. Yeah, that's a different team. Flies back on a different one for the Red Raider Club. Obviously. Do you think the NCAA wanted all number ones at the Final Four? No. The NCAA really actually wants upsets. They want as much parity and everything else, and they have no more love for Florida than Texas Tech. You're just as viable and good out of the Big 12 as Florida. They don't want number ones. They don't want all ones. That's not what they want. Not at all. I'm no expert, says Michelle, but I think JT needs another year in the Big 12. Okay. I think I said this to my wife while we were watching the game in the first half. He was about maybe 3 of 9 at that point, and they were really bodying up and getting physical. And I'm like, if you're a Tech fan, you're loving this, because the NBA scouts are maybe looking at this going, not really sure, maybe another year. So, yeah, downside to not being a great game, upside, maybe if he'd gone out and dropped 35 and owned it, Well, ain't no way he's coming back. So if you're looking for a positive there, like Michelle here, you can sit there and go, okay, you see this and go, yeah, maybe a little physicality bothered him. Put on another 15 pounds of muscle, much like myself. Thank you very much. By the way, rocking the Strickland propane T-shirt. Taste the meat, not the heat. Strickland propane. So yeah, much like myself, rocking another 15 pounds of muscle. That you go, okay, maybe not the worst thing here. I get what you're saying. And do I think he needs another year? You go when they call you. If they draft you, pretty much in the NBA now, you go. Chris, it's also long overdue for men's college basketball to go to 4 quarters. Yeah, I've been torn on that. I'll endorse it right now. It's a discussion for another time. And I wasn't sure when the women's college basketball went to 4 quarters, and I was announcing Lady Raiders when they made that transition to the 4 periods. And after about a year of doing it, I'm like, hey, this is working out. This is pretty good. After all the crap going on campus this term, what a marvelous round of great news. We have a heck of a coach. Yes, you do. Grant McCaslin's pretty good. I got 2 texts from national people talking about Grant McCaslin today during the game. Let's see. Larry B. Laughed my ass off. Your official review was dead on. I'm not sure which one you're talking about, but I agree if it was right. With 3 minutes left and a 9-point lead, we don't deserve to win. JT was off under the rim. Many air balls. We had them. There you go, Gilbert. JT can probably make more money at Tech next year than the NBA. If you're a first-round draft pick, and I don't think he's going to be, but yeah, he could come back and, your Power 4 conference starters next year will make a minimum, every single one of them, a minimum of about $500,000 to $750,000. Your roster next year is going to be between $6 and $8 million in college basketball. Chance with a quiet 14. Glad to see him get in the game. Yeah. And I was trying to watch, and on a different day, you could go back and watch some defensive possessions and see how he was looking out there. We thought he might play. We didn't figure he would have the impact. He had a bigger impact than I thought he'd have, quite frankly, at 14 points. And I'm happy for him, That's funny right there. I don't care who you are. Thank you, John. Nice shirt. I didn't make it myself, but I bought it myself. JT's inside game, a bit like Gonzaga's Drew Timme. Timme could shoot from distance, still struggle the next level. Toppin is more physical than Timme was at this point. Timme, a more lanky player, certainly playing in a different league and everything. I understand the comparison you're maybe trying to draw right here, but Toppin, and I will say this, everybody needs another year in college basketball for the most part. That's why the pros were so good in the 70s and 80s and into the early mid-90s, because guys were coming out after 3 and 4 years. They were good. I mean, think about the 83, 84, 85 stretch of college players coming into the league. The Jordan era, all those draft picks during that time frame. We all knew who they were because they were really great players. They were finished products. Now nobody's a finished product. Then you add in the Euros and the international players that are taken in the draft, and it's a totally different deal. And it's probably not even worth comparing. But when you get into the idea of does a guy need another year? Yeah, I think almost every guy needs another year, but they don't get it. And it hurts the NBA and it hurts the players and it hurts the product. And that's one more reason why I just don't really care that much about the NBA. That the product they put on is not really that good for a lot of reasons. Glad you're with us here on Roundball Rewind. Here's the deal. Tomorrow night, after Texas Tech and Kansas State wrap up, we will have Diamond Talk. Texas Tech loses today 6-3. They gave up early runs, couldn't come back from it. Jack Siebert, another great relief appearance, trying to keep Texas Tech in it, but Texas Tech just couldn't scratch. Do you have to win the Big 12 tournament to get in the NCAA tournament now? Quite possibly. I think we'll see. Really trying not to sneeze right now, too, by the way. We're so close to sneezing. Oh, hold on. We're not going to do it. But we will have a Diamond Talk tomorrow to recap baseball. We will have our 5 things we know on a Sunday column for you in the morning. Not 3, too few, not 6 or 7. 7 is right out. The counting shall be to 5. And then hopefully we got good stuff to talk about on baseball. Itchy, real itchy today. Ronnie jumping in. Ronnie, hey, man, good to see you out there on Facebook. We all know basketball's a game of runs, and they went on their big second half run in that last 3 minutes. It happens. Great season. Great season it was. And here's to everybody saying it's a great season, because you ought to be able to say that. Even in the moment, even in the suckitude of the moment, you ought to be able to say great season. Clint jumping in. My man on Twitter X, at Ryan Hyatt Media on Twitter X. A brilliant play-by-play voice in its own right down there in the San Marcos region. Tough finish today. Missed free throws off and haunt you. Hoops is a game of runs. You want the longest and you want the last. Florida had the last today. Fun ride. Agree. Hope your world is good, man. Good to see you hopping on here. Great Texas Tech, dude. Jan, another great Texas Tech fan, by the way. Got the best people hopping on. Every year I get to watch the Red Raiders. It's a good year. This year happened to be an exceptional year. She uses the word exceptional. Looking forward to next year, hoping baseball gets it going this year. I ain't counting baseball out just yet. I know. 27 outs, long season. Great thing about college baseball, long season. I'm hoping that I'm seeing something this year that's a flip of what I've seen a handful of years with Texas Tech baseball. Start off really good, peak too early, and then you're wondering what the hell happened come May. And I'm hoping this is the year that you go, hey, you're like Michigan in 2019. You suck in March and April, or February and March. Then all of a sudden April rolls around and it gets better. But the math and the numbers are not adding up right now for Tech. And that's why we're going to talk tomorrow on Diamond Talk about, hey, you really may have to win the Big 12 tournament to get in. And it's easier to win than ever this year because it's single elimination. Hi there. Yeah. I know we got a way to go. Looking forward to seeing Christian Anderson step up even more next year. Yeah, man, he really developed, obviously, as the year went on. I keep wanting to call him Cadillac Anderson after the old Phi Slamma Jamma, but maybe he's more like a, I don't know, F-250 Anderson or something out here in West Texas. The thing I liked, and maybe the thing we'll remember, what was it, the second round, the three-pointer that he hits late that really helped solidify the game. He's got like a shooter mentality, doesn't worry about anything. He kept playing hard. Show him the money, make sure he comes back. You're going to pay about $8 million to $10 million easy for this roster if you want to keep it. And that's okay. That's the price of poker going forward these days. That's what it is. All right. Sorry, I got to check the other communication device. I get amazing text messages from my friends that I wish I could read on the show. I really do. It would be tremendous if we could. I can't for so many legal reasons, you know? But hey, it's really good stuff either way. You guys keep the comments coming in. We'll hang out for a little while longer. Whatever you want to get into. Like I said earlier, I just want everybody to be able to say, and if you never commented, just comment and say, it was a hell of a season. It was a great season. Not a good season. Not it was okay. No, it was a great season. If you're a Tech fan, you finished in the Elite Eight. I want you to be able to say that or type it out or do whatever. Joseph, I was at Tech when Tech wasn't cool, a la the last five Gerald Myers teams. Joseph, we were on campus around the same time. Those last couple of years, a little bit rough, a little bit difficult. I understand what you're talking about. Timbo, great season, brutal end. Can't imagine how the staff and players feel based on how I feel. Almost all seasons end badly, otherwise they don't end. I can think of very few, even the greatest Lady Raider teams that didn't win a national title, that the last game you're just gutted and going, oh man, that was awful. You know, that was just awful. So yeah, if you're the players, somebody said earlier, now I know how the Arkansas fans feel, Arkansas players. Yeah, probably the same thing. It's you're sitting there up 10 and you're rocking and rolling and then it don't happen and it's over. The finality of it. Yeah. These guys will be hungry going forward. I hope so. You know, I truly do. Off our YouTube channel, I was heartbroken, but exceeded expectations, especially after the UCF loss early in the season. That was on New Year's. Was that New Year's Eve? Yeah. New Year's Eve. You lose to UCF. There you go. Give me a minute on the roster. Let me see if I can cue that up and make sure I get everybody right. Looks like the charter for the Red Raiders flying into San Francisco from LAS. From Las Vegas, elite international departure information. Next thing, yeah, I thought he was flying out of SFO. Flying to Oakland, come out of Oakland. Oh, I got to blow my nose. I'm sorry. I got to do this. Sorry, guys. Ugh. All right, there we go. I would have figured they were maybe going out of Oakland on that stuff. I'll double check on the roster, Darren, tomorrow. The main ones, hi there, Toppin. Hi there, Anderson. Go from there. Hawkins should have one more year left. No. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Hawkins is done. Sorry. Can't have a chance. Fetty all seniors. I thought Federico had maybe one more year on some sort of weird COVID deal. Maybe not. But I think you're right on everybody else right there. I mean, Walton's got to be done. Walton's like 38th year senior. Hawkins, same thing. So I think you're right on that. But I thought Federico had like some sort of weird option. I have lost track on, guys, I've lost track on eligibility on anything and everything now. I just assume you can play in college as long as you want to at this point until somebody says, yeah, you got to go. Starter 179 on our YouTube channel. Ryan Heights Raiderland on YouTube. Hope you guys all subscribe. Done so much for us, but was so unclutched there. You had to make that free throw, and he missed those two free throws. He did, but he got you there. So why would you even go he was unclutch? There's no such thing as unclutch. All right? You shoot shots, you make shots. There's no unclutch. in my opinion, in situations like that. I mean, we can get to it. We can say, yeah, okay, yeah, we missed a free throw there, 246. Unclutch. You're not going to get me saying a guy like D. Will is unclutch. Not going to do it. Sorry. That's not going to happen. Fetty could return based on new JUCO. Okay, maybe that's what I was thinking about. That JUCO ruling that they're sorting through. Maybe that's it. We melted. It hurts badly. Clayton was clutch. Texas Tech says Fetty had 1 year of eligibility. 1 year of eligibility left this year. Like I said, we'll sort it out here in the coming days and off season. Going for it. I think the two biggest ones, right? Anderson, Toppin. If you get him back, keep him out of the NBA, right? That's okay. That was good. But you just look at that and go from there. I wanted to see. We kind of got on pretty quick before I had a chance to go through some of the deeper stats on this game. Sometimes you really don't need them. Sometimes they're kind of interesting. That, God, what was the lead time? Florida led. You know how much Florida led for? 3 minutes and 28 seconds. God, that just burns me up. You know, that lead time was the one that I was looking at in the first half. They only led for a minute 19 or a minute 30. Total lead time, 3:28. We were tied 6 times, 7 lead changes. Oh, no. Check that. No. Okay, that didn't make sense. Yeah, lead time, 24:26 Tech, 12:07 Florida. Okay, thank you very much for clicking on the right thing there, Hyatt. Yeah, that makes much more sense. It was the time tied was 3:28. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Still, what you gonna do? The good thing is that Tech can be a little choosy with the portal and probably turn some down. Well, I mean, you always turn people down. It's just which ones you're turning down, right? What is about free throws that make them so much harder when they matter the most? Sphincteralysis. I don't know what you do for a living. I don't know what your experiences are in life, but yeah, when it matters most, sphincteralysis kick in. Pucker factor Zulu, as we call it. Everything about your muscle memory gets a little tighter, gets a little harder. 100%. Things that you routinely do, you don't do routinely. That and nobody shoots free throws anymore. Huh. Everybody shoots 3 pointers. That would be a fascinating deal if I were doing college basketball or basketball, and we changed it up and said instead of the free throw line where you shoot free throws from, that now we're going to shoot a standing 3 pointer. That's the free throw. You shoot a standing 3 pointer. Some guys might have a better shot. Larry B, not to be confused with Larry Bird, I assume. Problem with JT is even the 20th NBA pick is guaranteed 10 million based on 24th draft. Yeah, I don't think he's going to go in the top 20. I think we're talking second round or not drafted at all right now. Could be wrong, but I don't think we're talking about that at this time, in this moment. Go back to the stat sheet. I still call it a sheet. Assist. Fast break points. He only had 3 fast break points. They had 12. Points in the paint. If you told me Tech was going to beat Florida 38-30 points in the paint, if that's the only number you gave me, I would have thought you would have won, or really would have. Now, part of it is their points in the paint ended up at the free throw line, 25-27. So stats can be a complete liar, you know. Just stats sometimes can be a complete liar to you. Starter. I thought the NCAA implemented a new rule to stop flopping. Guess they forgot about it. Clayton was given 6 points for flopping. Yeah, you're probably not going to look get redress and relief if you're looking for those calls in the NCAA Elite Eight. If you're looking for relief from the officials in a close game, it ain't going to happen for you as a fan ever. Is that dead? That can't be good. Oh, well. All right, last chance. Get your comments, questions in, thoughts on Texas Tech, the season as a whole, the game as a whole, anything on your mind. We're just so glad you hung out with us tonight. So pleased you did. We'll have a great column for you in the morning. Five things we know on a Sunday rolling your way. If you missed our column earlier today, you ought to go check it out at theraiderland.com, the Saturday column with no name. Feel free to create a name for the column. We'd really appreciate it. Our focus group has struck out on every column name they've come up with. Our marketing team just has thrown up their hands and said, we give up. We're not going to do anything on that. And it's just not going to happen. So maybe you can come up with your own name for the Sunday column. But last chance to get in tonight on the comments. All right, hold on. We get one here. This one's long. I'm gonna Ron Burgundy this thing. All right. There we go. Jackie getting in on Facebook. I'm just a wife of a tech grad and a grandmother of 15. But right now, we're going to stop and just say, good job. Married into and became a fan of all things tech. As for tonight's game, I am so very proud of each and every one of you young men for your character, drive, determination, poise, sportsmanship. But what I saw most was your never give up, and that's in all caps, and that matters, attitude. This one character gift will take you so far in life. I don't know where you received this, but go tell whoever taught you this, thank you. You're all so very talented and great, probably is what that was going to be. Jackie, there is no better way to finish the broadcast tonight. I don't know if you've ever commented on the show before, but you are welcome every time. I couldn't script it any better right there. That on a night when Tech fans are upset and sad and depressed and mad and didn't hit free throws and officials hosed you and everything was this and that. That right there, that's awesome. It's fantastic. That's why we enjoy this stuff, right? Isn't it? That's why we enjoy this. Why would you dedicate so much of your time to something that for some of you just seems to make you so unhappy so much of the time? Jackie nails it. Jackie gets it. Way to go, Jackie. The unofficial official spokesman of attitude here in theraiderland.com. All right, we're going to get out of here. We're going to have this on the website here real quick. That way you can share it at theraiderland.com. Hopefully everybody has subscribed to the YouTube channel tonight. If you haven't already before, no matter what platform you enjoy, Facebook or Twitter, and vice versa. Did you hear about the Aggie who thought the vice versa was dirty poetry? Anyhow, subscribe to all the platforms. So Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media, Facebook, easy to do, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. And we do all sorts of different things on different platforms so you get different content everywhere you go, but you never miss a thing. I got to hit a couple of buttons here. All right. Got to hit this one up here. Then I got to hit this one. And again, thank you for being out there. Hell of a year, Texas Tech. Thanks for the ride. I enjoyed every minute of it. Thanks to our great sponsors, Ultra Exteriors in Lubbock, Texas, Home Improvement, Warren Taylor, you got to call. Sideline Provisions, look good. Get a new hat for baseball coming up this weekend. And of course, United Supermarkets in Market Street, handling all of your grocery needs and the chat line. They're that good. They're that talented. All right. Good night, everybody. We'll see you in the morning. 5 things we know on a Sunday at theraiderland.com.